in Europe. We used to have what was called Federation of Kenyan Students in Europe, and I was the Secretary General who organized all Kenyan students from Ireland all the way to the Urals. That means Soviet Union in those days. And we used to meet and organize ourselves and actually make contributions that assisted the people who are struggling back here at home. We were members of the International Students Union, which James has just referred to, which is based in Prague. At that time, the leader was from Angola, a member of what they call MPLA, which is now the ruling party in Angola at that time. And this students' movement actually assisted the liberation movement back at home. In those days, Zimbabwe was still called Rhodesia, struggling. Mozambique, Angola, Guinea-Bissau, Cape Verde were still under the Portuguese colonialism. South Africa, apartheid was ruling supreme in South Africa. Then the student movement those days actually fought and assisted the freedom fighters. We also organized scholarships for young people who were there in the bush to come to Europe and get education at that time. Now, when we came back here, the university students from Nairobi were very, very fundamental in supporting the movement for change in the country. And they suffered for that. Jim here was the student leader when I was myself member of the academic staff at the University of Nairobi. They used to be arrested. You see that the central police station is just next door there. And then there was a Mzungu. What was the name of that Mzungu? Who was the Nairobi area. But then there was another one called Patrick Shaw, who was very notorious. He coming down there to beat up the students. But they stood very, very firm. There were quite a number of them who were arrested. Some of them were expelled. After him, the late Okio Mbaka. Before that, there was a Wori Wakataka. And then there were several other student leaders who were actually arrested or expelled from the university at that time. That is a time when the erosion of academic freedom had started in our institutions. And this has continued to this struggle for freedom of movement, freedom of association, freedom of speech, but academic freedom at the university has been very much part and parcel of the struggle for democratization in our country in general. And you see that there is always attempt to try to muzzle the student voice. There's no doubt that this amendment was moved by one who is now the Minister for Defense to deprive the students with the right to elect their leaders of choice by bringing the so-called delegate system. I see. But as Babu has told you, this matter is coming back to Parliament. And our instruction to our members is to ensure that you go back to universal franchise. One man, one vote. One man, one vote, 1 shilling. Okay? We will work to see that this happens. Then, this issue of funding model which they brought here, it's very confusing. It is not quite clear because they're talking about those without any means who will get 100%